Now, technical and vocational education and training colleges, or TVET colleges, have become an option for many young people leaving the school system. The Department of Higher Education and Training says that their target is to produce 30,000 artisans each year. Now, between 2022 and 2023, the sector produced over 19,000 artisans, with the aim to produce almost 27,000 for the 2024-2025 financial year. Now, this post-school education and training sector is crucial in closing the skills gap and also preparing students to participate in growing the country's economy. However, crucial concerns do remain, such as the lack of proper infrastructure, limited space, and of course, inadequate student financial assistance. These are just some factors that still hinder the 53 technical and vocational education training, or TVET colleges in South Africa. So to place a further spotlight on this matter, we are taking a closer look at the benefits of studying at a TVET college, and we are of course going to be joined later on in the broadcast by a number of guests, including students at the Tshwane South Technical College, Centurion Campus, and that is of course where Leanne is. So without much further ado, let's take you to the TVET college. And Leanne, good morning on a very beautiful Monday, I must say.
Yeah, it certainly is a beautiful Monday, driving from Johannesburg into Tshwane this morning. Beautiful, sun is up. It's just one of those perfect mornings to certainly come and preview what I think is a very vital and important part of South Africa's education system, particularly obviously focusing in on the higher education system. There are so many matrics, and of course we look at the matric pass rate for last year, 2024, and it was a phenomenal pass rate. It really was, with so many students getting not only the requisite qualifications to qualify and go to universities, but the reality is that many of them will not get into these universities, and there are other options. But some students don't feel that way about them, and they feel that there is this conception that by coming to a TVET college, you're getting a substandard education. And this, I think, has been a drive for many, many years from the Higher Education Department to show that coming and getting a qualification from one of these TVET colleges, like the one that we are broadcasting from this morning, is anything but inferior. But in fact, this is something that qualifies you for the real world, because you are getting that practical hands-on experience that is so desperately needed when you do leave and get into the workforce. I think you've given a great background into the TVET college situation in South Africa. 50 of them, 50 or 53 of them, we'll just get a proper clarification on the number around the country. And this is possibly one of the oldest ones, if not the oldest one, that we are broadcasting from. This one is 88 years old. And in fact, this used to be a part of, and it still is, a part of the army base. So when you do come here, this is very much so the military area, but this was opened to the public many, many years ago, where there are 4 campuses. We are broadcasting from the Centurion Campus. We'll stay here this morning just to highlight a couple of the courses that they do have. And I think the one that we'll be going and having a look at is that in the hospitality industry and tourism. Now, this is something that is a major sector in South Africa that has been highlighted for economic growth. And you and I know that if you do have tourists coming into your country, they create many, many jobs and opportunities for the people that live here. So hospitality, tourism is just one of the focal points that they do have. Also on the engineering side of things, mechanical and chemical engineering, this is something that's happening here. From plumbing, welding, electricians, many, many more of these vocational skills are taught here at these campuses. Hopefully we'll be joined by a couple of the students as well to find out from them what it is like to be learning here. I mean, I remember when you were broadcasting, and I think it was the same time last year, you had a sit down with an engineering student who had studied at WITS, and he decided he was going to get some practical experience at one of the TVET colleges, the one that you were broadcasting from. And we heard the story of this young man. It would be wonderful to see where he is right now. I don't remember his name, but I just remember that that was a guy that you'd spoken to, Sakina, and it was a very, very inspiring story. And I hope that we get some inspiring stories here as well, because it is important. This this sector of any economy is a driving force in the workings of an economy. You know, you see many students wanting desperately to further their education by going and getting this degree, and then not finding work. However, electricians, plumbers, welders, turners, these are the kind of things and the skills that are needed in a country desperately, that we find that we get to have to import these skills, whereas this is where we should be having our own people working in them. Anyway, these are just some of the discussions that we'll be having, as well as the Deputy Minister, Buti Manamela. He'll be coming in and chatting to us as well. That's what to expect here on Morning Live. Looking forward to crossing to you next from the Tshwane South TVET College.